Alright, in this chapter we're going to be going over wrappers. Wrappers are object versions of primitives. Wrappers are immutable. Immutable objects cannot be changed, like strings. For instance, if you send an immutable object to a method, and the method tries to change the variable, when you get back to whoever called the method, the value of the variable did not change, just like we do with strings. Alright. Wrapper types. We have integer, which corresponds to int. We have double, that corresponds to double. We have boolean, that corresponds to boolean. And character, which corresponds to char. Notice all these types have capital letters because they are objects. Before I move on, you might be wondering why we even have these wrappers. There are some things that can only hold objects. They can't hold primitives. Arrays can hold primitives or objects. In this chapter we're going to be going over array lists, and array lists can only hold wrappers, so that's why wrappers are going to be important. So in the next video, when we do array lists, array lists can only hold objects. So if we wanted to store a list of int values, we'd have to store a list of integers. Alright. Creating a wrapper from a primitive value. Creating a wrapper from a primitive value is called wrapping or boxing. The format for wrapping is wrapper type name equals new wrapper type primitive value. An example would be character C equals new character single quote B single quote. And now C would be an object that stores the value of single quote B single quote. Integer I, that I shouldn't be capitalized, it should be lowercase. Well, let's just go fix that. Red. Integer lowercase I equals new integer 55. And I would store the integer value of 55. Character methods. Characters have a lot of methods. We have the basic one, which is char value. It returns the primitive value stored by the wrapper. That's the one we're going to use most often. All of the others are static methods, meaning they can be accessed just through the class name. You can say character.isDigit, just like we can say math.pow. These are all pretty useful. IsDigit, you send it a char, and it will return true if that char is a number. IsLetter tells you if it's a letter or not. IsUppercase tells you if that letter is uppercase or not. IsLowercase tells you if it's lowercase or not. IsSpace tells you if it's a space or not. 2 uppercase is kind of cool. You send it a letter, it will send back the uppercase version of that letter. If I send it lowercase x, it sends back capital X. If I send it capital X, it sends back capital X. If I send it 9, it sends back 9. 2 lowercase gives you the lowercase version of a character. Boolean methods. This is a much shorter list. Boolean value. This method returns the primitive value stored by the wrapper. We also have static boolean, parse boolean, and we send it a string. If the string contains the text true or false, it'll pull out the boolean value of that string. So if you send it the string quote true quote, this method will return true. Double methods. Double value returns the primitive value stored by the wrapper. Double parse double, if you send it a string containing a number with or without a decimal place, it will create a double value based on the value of the string, and it returns that. Int value returns the primitive value stored by the wrapper. Or parse int, we send it a string, it pulls the integer value from the string. Accessing a primitive value from a wrapper. Getting a primitive value from a wrapper is called unwrapping or unboxing. The format is primitive type name equals wrapper name dot unwrapping method. For example, if we have that character we had from the previous value, and we had the integer that we had from the previous slide, we could take the integer from I by saying int num equals I.int value. It would take the 55 out and store it into num. We could say char letter equals C char value, which would retrieve the B that C stores and store it into letter. We have All this wrapping and unwrapping stuff is kind of annoying, so luckily Java takes care of most of it for us. Auto wrapping or auto boxing is when Java automatically creates a wrapper for you when you assign a primitive to a wrapper. So if I say integer a equals 5, it's perfectly fine with that. What it actually does in Java is integer a equals new integer parenthesis 5 parenthesis. It's taking care of all that work for us. It's automatically wrapping the object. If we say character c equals m, it's automatically doing character c equals new character m. We also have auto unwrapping or auto unboxing. It's when Java automatically unwraps a wrapper for you when you assign a wrapper to a primitive. So if we had integer a equals 5, that would auto wrap it. And then later, if we want to take it back out, we could say int num equals a. That's short for writing int num equals a dot int value. And it's cool that Java is handling all that difficulty for us. And that's it.